teenagers hit the rocks. Outrageous finally come of age. Torn shirts and sexy lace, caught there in fashion from the page. The girls are waving fancy feathers above the hair of a rainbow colors. The guys are looking cool in leather. Oh, it used to clash, now goes together. New looks chasing out the old on every corner. Moving for myself today, so yesterday move over. New hooks screaming down the street for your attention. If it don't get a second glance, I make you feel good when you dance. And it's no, and it's old, and the world could use new love.
Welcome to, it's another edition of the Overnight Drive podcast, coming to you live from Frankfort, Kentucky.
This is the absolute best time of year. I noticed today when you get off the subway, for everyone who lives in New York, this is that magical time of year where every time you get off a subway, there's a little Hasidic kid there, and he stands there and says, "Excuse me, are you Jewish? Excuse me, are you Jewish by chance? Are you Jewish?" It is my favorite time of year. I love it.
Why is he asking you if you're Jewish?
I have no idea, and every year I tell myself I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes and just see what happens, what happens after that. And the only reason I didn't is because I knew we were going to do this tonight, and I didn't want to get whisked away.
The only time I ever interacted with anyone on the subway, as far as like a subway person goes, was the woman who sells churros in the Metropolitan Station. And she was
you went for that, huh?
No. She'd be like, churros, over and over again. But I looked at her only once, because you just ignore people. It's like the New York thing to do. You just ignore people. And she was crying while she was selling churros.
Whoa.
Holy
shit.
But it made me, weeping while selling churros. But that made me buy 6 churros, and
absolutely.
And of course, I ate every churro on the 4-stop G train ride home.
It's cool. You were getting on the train. You wandered into an episode of The Shield really briefly. That was pretty wild.
You're a better man than I in many ways, but one of the ways is that you live in New York and have been managing to carve out a life. Now, when I lived in when I lived in New York, I just had wet feet for like 7 months, and I ate a lot of like deli sandwiches. Those are my 2 standout memories.
Had one today?
No, I didn't. Now I'm on the good foot now.
No, I had one today. I went for it.
Oh, good, excellent. Was it in wax paper? Was it really?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Awesome. That's good. So
what'd you get into?
It's been quite an eventful week. The other night, I hung out with 2 girls I barely know, and we smoked Cali weed, and then we played with a camcorder. And that was it was a person who had given me her number, and I think she might have been drunk, because generally the only time a woman approaches me is when she is ability impaired.
Or selling churros.
Or selling churros. I don't get a lot of sober response, because whereas I am a funny guy, I'm not exactly a handsome guy. So I get the wretched refuse, the tempest tossed, if you will, of society. Where, although this girl was very nice, she gave me her number, and then I actually texted her, and I was like, "You should hang out," doing that guy thing where it's like, "Hey, we should hang out," smiley face.
Come on out,
smiley face.
We're going to the City Beer Garden, all tap.
Yeah, we're going to the all tap. Hey, we're going to the all tap to watch the game. You should totally come along. But then, act like you're going with a bunch of people, but then it's just you and her.
Everyone bailed. Everyone bailed on me.
Bunch of jerks. They heard you were coming, and they were like, "Fuck her! I'm just kidding. Can I buy you a beer or 12?"
It's all on tap here. That's why they call it all tap.
Actually, there in Latham, there is a sports bar called the On Tap, where you can watch MMA fighting.
Oh, wow, that sounds really, really terrible.
Yes, you can also give out free Ed Hardy shirts with a picture of beer, I believe. Free Hoffman's Playland shirts.
Oh, man, is that place still open?
No. Well, yeah, I think so. I don't know. I would only go to Latham at gunpoint, so I have no idea.
Understood.
But anyways, I hung out at this house, right? And I go in, and the house is like from the '60s. I feel like I'm at the Grateful Dead practice space, which is totally cool to me. You know, there's stuff all over the walls. They have a wall of VHS tapes. It's amazing.
Jesus.
I was actually
that's your jam right there.
That's my jam. I was completely in awe. So, you know, there's nothing to talk about because nobody knows each other, which is where I thrive. I love awkward situations because I don't really feel awkward ever, but I kind of love... So it wasn't actually... Just my presence alone was making people feel awkward, to the point where it was like a wordless awkwardness. So, of course, what do you do in an awkward situation? You ask, hey, you know, do you mind if we light up a number? I guess.
Listen, I'm going to take my shirt off. Is that cool? No one cares? All right, cool.
I should have. I don't look good with my shirt off or my clothes off. But I should have at the time. I only smoke weed shirtless. So I need to take this off. But
I got a ceremony. I have to go through all the steps.
I have a weed ceremony. Don't interrupt the what do you see? I don't even know. I smoke weed once a generation, I think. This was like the first time in literally 5 years. I think I smoked some Cali weed, you know, and it was fun. It was I mellowed my mind. It was really cool. But while I was feeling, you know, really high, like I got really like absurdly high for like a 35-year-old. Like it's out of not. I noticed at the corner of my eye that they had like a hard case, like something you'd carry a bomb in. And I was like, hey, is that like a video camcorder? And they were like, yeah, we got it from work and we don't know how to use it. So I said, well, let's plug it in. And we plugged it in, and it took us like a really long time to figure it out. But then because I was high, I put my eye up to the viewfinder and started playing with the effects buttons. So all of a sudden, I was like, oh, wait, there's like a mirror image of you, but then there's like a picture-in-picture, too. It was great. I lasted a long time. And then I made them watch the BBC version of the show Top Gear.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like the least fun show ever.
I just actually stopped listening when you said the UK version of Top Gear. I just shut down for a second. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I checked my text messages.
No, it shows you how unbelievably stupid I am and how I have no game ever. And
is there a video of you floating around, like
the best
recording yourself on this?
The best part about it was no videotape.
Oh man, I was hoping we were going to have a real good bonus there.
No, I wish it was. I really wish there was a tape. But
the last time I haven't smoked weed in like ever, like in a really really long time. Yeah. But the last time I was living with my old roommate Dave, who he made a bunch of pot brownies one night. He was like, "Hey man, I'm making this for us." I'm like, "All right, cool, you know, whatever." We each sat down. We had one each, and nothing happened. We're like, "Oh, this fucking sucks." All right, whatever. Don't even think about it. The next day, my friend, or the next day, I woke up and I had the day off. I had nothing going on, and I just decided that I was gonna have like 2 or 3 of them, you know, like whatever. They didn't do anything anyway, so I'm like, oh, child, what the fuck?
I mean, under fear of litigation, I could definitely expand on stories of living with people who produce weed cookies, but I won't.
Yeah, just
for all considered, I will not touch on that subject.
Yeah, I made sure not to mention his last name. I'll give it up under torture, maybe.
Although it doesn't. I mean, come on. I mean, it doesn't matter at all. But
no.
It's yeah.
We're almost there with that one. But yeah, I had like 3 of them, and then I went and I met my friend for a drink at the bar, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta return a video. This is how long ago it was. I was returning a VHS cassette.
Just like Patrick Bateman.
I bring back my VHS cassette of Eraserhead, and I get to the bus stop, and all of a sudden it hits me at the bus stop as the bus pulls up. It like a ton of bricks. It just hits me, and I like kind of flip out for a second, and the doors open. I'm like, oh, the doors on the bus open. I have to get on now. I'm way too high to be out on the street.
Was this the 55 bus by any chance?
This was the 55 bus going to Schenectady, going to I don't remember the name of the video store. That weird place in Colonnade that was open for like a minute that closed down. That had every movie.
Oh, that was Super Video.
Super Video, yeah, fucking A.
Super
so
Video.
I get all the way, and as we're going to up to Super Video, I'm like looking at SUNY in the distance, and I'm convincing myself it's like the Philadelphia skyline. Like I'm imagining like big iron hands closing over Central. I was like in like really bad shape.
That's great.
I get all the way to Super Video. Yeah, like big iron, like I-beam fingers closing over the street. And I get up to Super Video, and I'm paranoid as shit. I think I don't think that dude mixed the batter, and I just got the brownie with like an entire fucking ounce of weed. So I go into Super Video, and I'm like, they're all gonna know. They're all gonna know that I'm really, really fucked up. So I go in. I really coyly like slide Eraserhead into the return box, and then I just book it. Like I just turn and book out of the video store like I stole something. I just totally flip, run out the door, and I have no recollection of how I got home. Like that's the end of the story for me. I don't know what happened after that.
Oh my god, you're not alone in that story. I think many people have been in Super Video and have done the same thing.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I don't think many of them, I think a lot of them got past the counter, though. Like, I just walked in, kind of put it in, and then just tailed it.
Oh, boy. I would imagine young Andrew, so tender, so mild.
Yep.
Probably, did you have punk clothes on?
This was just past my punk phase. This is when all the punkers kind of turned their backs on me.
Like X and the Clash, and you were like.
But yeah, this is like pre-Loving X. This is like weird, like goatee, fucking pajama licensed store.
Is like Rockets era, Andrew. Then
this is what I like to refer to as the dark years. Shit got really dark.
Pre-80s Night Andrew, post Anarcho Andrew.
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly it.
Perfect. I didn't. At that point in my life, I was delivering pizza and living in a rural town called Glens Falls, New York. I made the most money I ever made in my life delivering Pizza Hut pizza.
In Glens Falls, I'm not surprised.
Thought about that the other day. I made like $7.50 a week in like the in the 90s delivering pizza.
Yeah, when $7.50 got you places.
So don't ever. I mean, I was a loser. Don't get me wrong. I wore black Jenkos. It's a great story. I got laid off wearing Jenkos while delivering pizza once because
Jesus.
Yeah, this girl. This is right when people used to right on the cusp of where girls started to wear a lot of skater clothes. Remember that?
Oh yeah, and shaving that weird spot in the back of their head. Yep.
Yeah, like old big Osiris fucking shoes and stuff like that, or not even Osiris. It was I can't remember the name of the company.
This is the worst.
Emerica, maybe? I don't remember.
This is terrible already. I want to buy a firearm right now. This is fucking awful.
Oh, why? You don't want me to get into my dark story?
No, I'm excited for your story. I want to.
Dude, come on.
All right, go for it. Go. I don't want to judge it first.
No, it's cool, man. No, well, I delivered to this girl. First of all, standards were not. I didn't have standards until recently. All right. And I'll expand on that. I had standards, but I was also very lonely and miserable for a good portion of my life. So I would, I was really into chalking everything up to life experience. So in retrospect, this girl was very much not your typical vixen. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Every Friday night, she would order 2 large Pizza Hut pizzas with cheese crust.
Oh, hell yeah.
The cheese inside the crust. Yeah,
the fucking inserted cheese. It's real cute.
The inserted cheese. Yeah, it was fucking disgusting, right? So I don't remember the exact circumstances of the order. I could tell a lot of Pizza Hut delivery stories. That's the thing.
I feel like we'll get a lot of these. We'll get
terrible commentary on my life that I have many. Like the time I delivered a 2-liter of soda and purposely heated it up so it would explode because the guy was such a jerk on the phone. and then I had to go back with another 2-liter, and I looked in, but I looked over his shoulder, and his wife had like a white blouse on, and it was covered in soda, which was the best.
Here you go. Here's your soda.
Here's your soda. Sorry about that. Don't know what. This. I was a total turd. This is like pre-Spokane, so like sorry about the. Even though I did it, even though I knew the fucking ropes. All right, don't mess with me. I was like total like, I knew the fucking ropes. I knew like what to do, man. It was awesome. I don't know why I ever left that rural town.
Well, you can still go back. You still got time.
I was there today. I was there. I see my shrink appointment is in Glens Falls, and
hang on one second. We had a request actually for pardon me, for a story that I think ties in directly to Glens Falls. We were talking about it briefly. Our friend of the room requested what he called the Nirvana Cassette story, which I'm really excited to hear.
Well then, okay, you remember Nirvana? You remember the band Nirvana? They had
they played last night, I think.
Oh, that was fucking terrible. First of all,
I couldn't bring myself to watch that concert. That sounded like an absolute nightmare.
Zach Wilde had a band called Pride and Glory that he used to play guitar for Ozzy Osbourne, but he briefly had his own band between Ozzy Osbourne and Black Label Society. Disclaimer, I don't like any of this shit except for Ozzy. But that sounded exactly like Pride and Glory with the slide guitar, and it was very bad. You could tell that, in a sad state of affairs, you could tell that Dave Grohl ghost wrote a song for Paul McCartney, which is just very unnecessary. Very unnecessary. But Paul McCartney played 2 Wings songs during his set, which I thought was amazing. There's a television presenter from England named Alan Partridge.
I knew you were going to bring this up. It's
who
so
said
fucking
that
funny.
Wings is the band that the Beatles could have been. And I do believe that that's true. So anyway, the Nirvana story. All right. Let me take you back to a time in the early 90s when everybody wore black jeans, okay? I know some of you are very young and you don't remember, but just picture in your mind's eye a time where it was perfectly acceptable. Not wearing black jeans like, oh, I ride a fucking fixed bike and like I fix shit. No, just like you're like a pasty guy and you've crammed yourself into tight black Levi's with white high tops.
Because you needed more black, really. Like that was it. Because you needed more black.
I did, because we're all angsty teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
I must have been, I must have been like 16, I think. This was just before Nirvana really broke. And then, they broke, but it was like, it was around the time of the backlash toward all other music, because apparently that Nirvana, was the be-all and end-all of music. Everybody loved them, everybody started to sound like them. Mm-hmm. I don't have to tell the whole story of Nirvana, but they became an enemy of metal because apparently it's not that all the metal bands sucked. It's that Nirvana came along and shifted the focus to other types of music.
I remember there was that week when Smells Like Teen Spirit came out, and Smells Like Teen Spirit and some fucking awful Guns N' Roses video were fighting for #1 spot on MTV, and kids in my high school were getting fighty about it. It was getting really, really weird. So yeah, I recall this well.
It was a bone of contention, right? The thing was, I kind of liked the music. So there was this record store called The Probe in Saratoga where I would buy, I bought a Henry Rollins spoken word tape there once, and I bought a Hare Krishna tape there once too, but I bought the Bleach cassette, the Sub Pop Bleach cassette, and I really liked it, and I really liked to listen to it. But the problem was, my only friends were metalheads in their late 20s. And I was 16, had just lost my virginity. I always make the stories sexual. But anyway, I just lost my virginity to that's another story. Mind-blowing. Best loss of virginity story you'll ever hear. But that's probably for another podcast. all you fucking poor motherfuckers out there who like put it in once and that was like your virginity story, forget it. I got rocked. I got my cock rocked. Okay, first of all, around the world, everything you'd ever want to do with a woman in one night, first time, first kiss, first lick, everything. Anyways, so I rolled with a raw crowd. We're talking about Donnie's Woods era, Glens Falls, right? We hung out at this place called Donnie's Woods, where there was a clubhouse built by this guy who used to be in the army. And he got kicked out of the army for like selling weed or some fucking shit. So he ended up back. He was fucking my friend Donnie's mom. This dude was like 20, right? This dude was like 20 or 21, and my friend Donnie's mom was like 50, right? Fucking my friend Donnie's mom literally in exchange for room and board. And I remember he drove like this Chevy Chevette, light blue Chevy Chevette that had big like mud tires on it, so we all used to we would ride on top of it like it was a tank. And he would drive us into the woods to this place called the Acid Strip, right? Where people
I love the Acid Strip.
Well, it's because the fucking jocks had Thrill Hill. This was before I played football, right? The fucking jocks had Thrill Hill. So the metalheads and the fucking kids in Nine Inch Nails shirts and the hot fucking girls with the necklaces and the short black hair, another recurring theme in my life, would go to the Acid Strip because it was like a little fucking cooler than standing around a fire drinking a keg, right? Even though it was essentially the same thing. It was like, but the problem was with a subculture you attract a criminal type element. It's not like You're not going to talk about like a white hat, like a 17-year-old white hat bro. You're not going to talk about like drugs or like metal or anything. So it started the Acid Strip parties started attracting like a lot of fucking weird criminal like bozo guys, like steal a car to get there bozos, So this guy, the guy who was fucking my friend Donnie's mom, right? He started throwing these parties. And all of these, like, dudes who were in, like, Warren County Jail started showing up. This one guy, Russ, who worked at the Extra Mart, where he eventually got me a job at the Extra Mart, where I got a gun pulled on me, but that's another story. It's also the parking lot where another friend's mom stole a car, and then she had us drive around in the stolen car so she didn't get caught.
I love this
So essentially
story.
she stole a car, drove it to her trailer where we were hanging out. Then she's like, hey guys, you can have the car, just drive around for a while. And so hopefully she wouldn't get caught, but we would get caught instead. That's how fucking weird where I grew up was.
Jesus.
So this is all backstory. So we started hanging out with these raw dudes because they have they have cars, they have access to what we thought were beautiful women, which is, what if I knew back then what I know now? Ooh, forgive me, Jesus. Like unbelievable. Like fucking Tweety Bird sweatshirts and shit. Really? Like proto hood rat. You know what I mean? Like before white rap really got big. These are like proto hood rat white girls, but they were more like metal tramps, But they still had like the Tweety Bird style going, which is really fucking weird, So it'd be like a girl with like metal, like acid wash metal jeans and like really flared up hair, but also with a Tweety Bird sweatshirt. So that was this one girl I remember in particular, who we called Janie Girl, was really fucked up on a lot of drugs, and she was like a blowjob queen. I was brought up right, to be contrary to like how I turned out. I was brought up like right. I was brought up right, and I was like, this girl's no good. I can't go for that. But I did see many of my friends get blown in front of me, which was good during my formative years, 14 to 17. It taught me a lot. It's like watching live porno. So one day, I'm walking home from school, and these dudes pick me up. They're like, hey, fucking fag, get in the car, fat faggot. So I'm like, with an invitation like that, I was like, of course, yes, of course. I mean, anybody who calls me a fat faggot generally gets my seal of approvals. There are already like 4 dudes in the back seat of this like really tiny car, so I laid across them, right? But I didn't. It shows you how fucking starved for like any type of social interaction I was back then, because I was.
It just seemed like a good idea.
Seemed like a good idea, you know. They had beers going. Everyone's drinking beers in the fucking car, you know. We're like driving some fucking back road somewhere, and one of the fucking dudes is like, "Hey, what the fuck is this? What's in your fucking bag?" And he dumps my bag, right? I've got the Nirvana tape. You know, like fucking real asshole. You know, I'll never get that shit back. I don't even know who's driving. I just know a couple of dudes in the car. Which, you know, whatever. I'm not the only person in the world to have a story like this. But anyway, I love how my insecurities come through while I'm telling the story. Like, how did I get here from there? Like, I could have been killed.
You go back in time and you tell these stories. You like relive this shit.
No, because the last 15 years of my life have been fun, but they haven't been particularly interesting. Well, I don't know. That's not true. Anyway. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm at a weird cross. So I had my therapy session today, man. Get off me. So anyway. So, fucking motherfucker, I remember the dude's name, Jason, right? The dude, of course his name is Jason, right? The dude, Jason, dumps my fucking bag. He's like, "What you got in here, fag?" You know, I bet it's not condoms, you know, like saying fucking dumb shit like that. And out comes the Nirvana tape, and it lands in the fucking dude's lap. And he's like, "What the fuck is this? What kind of fag shit is this, bro?" And he couldn't believe it, but I thought he was kidding, so I'm like laughing. But it's like that scene in fucking Goodfellas where like Ray Liotta was like joking, or like Ray Liotta's trying to joke around with Joe Pesci, but then Joe Pesci all of a sudden takes it really fucking serious, you know? So it was like my Joe Pesci, "What am I, a clown to you?" moment, where this dude like got really fucking serious and was like, "No, I mean, what the fuck is this?" And then he's like, "Jimmy, pull over," right? So I'm like, cool. So I know that the driver's name is Jimmy now. So he's like, "Jimmy, fucking pull over."
So when you talk to the police later,
so
you can maybe it was Jimmy and
on
Jason.
the side of the road near a cow field. And they're like, first of all, he puts the tape under the fucking car wheel, and they run over my tape, because they're like, "Fucking Nirvana, ruining fucking music. You're a fucking fag," right? No, really heavy on the fag talk. And then they turn around, and they just start beating the shit out of me for listening to Nirvana. Like, that's the first time that's the first time in my life I ever took a man-sized punch, was over a fucking Nirvana tape. I got bowled over. And I was like pretty pasty, you know. I wasn't tough at all. I had no exercise, so I got fucking doubled over. But the dudes start fucking stomping on me with work boots, right? So this is like getting not cool really quick. So I just lay there in like the fucking Yertle the Turtle position, like my head fucking, and they're like, "You better not fucking hear you listen to Nirvana anymore." You know, it gives me like this like speech about music at the same time. So I'm getting I'm getting like a metalhead's like musicology lesson while they're like. So, you know, the beating wasn't that bad, but they fucking take off and leave me on fucking Meadowbrook Falls Road in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I feel bad laughing about it.
Without my bag, which had books in it, and I still did my fucking homework, even though I was a metalhead. The books are gone, bag's gone, Nirvana tape is smashed to bits. So I end up walking home. I don't tell my father, because he is a fucking truck driver rage case, and will most certainly go to their house and try to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, he'll get like a gun or something and make it a lot worse.
Absolutely drive our Volkswagen Jetta to their house and shoot them. No questions asked. Because he is like, this dude has logged more miles probably than any truck driver in upstate New York, and he is not particularly happy about that fact. You know, he's just kind of working because he has to, you know. And I was like, it's because I'm fucked. I'm a catch-22. Like, if I tell somebody, I'm going to be completely fucked. I can't call the cops because I have no fucking proof. So this is all that's going through my head. And then I'm like, man, I should have just joined the fucking army. You know, I'm going to join the army because I hate this fucking town. That was always my default, like, I'm going to join the army. That's like...
You're always joining the army, man. Every time you're in a situation like this, you're joining the army.
Another sadly recurring theme is joining the fucking army. And I almost did a couple times. But so I'm walking home, and of course it gets dark, and I finally get home, and I do not realize that I've had like blood streaming down the back of my head.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's cool, it's casual. Then I'm sitting on the couch later on with my back to my dad. And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, you've been playing football? You've been playing football? I'm like, no. Like, what the fuck? No? What are you talking about? Like, it's so, you're so fucking, because I'm like 16, so I hate my dad. So I'm like, no, you're so fucking stupid. Like, don't fucking talk to me. I'm trying to watch fucking Benson. Like, shut the fuck up. And, he like reaches over and touches my head. He's like, you're bleeding. Why are you bleeding? Did you get in a fight? Who'd you get in a fight with? And it escalates, of course. And I have to I have to say, oh no, we playing, kickball in gym class, and I fell, like a battered wife, fucking excuses, like, what happened to you? Oh, I fucking fell. Don't worry about me, And then, so that was my. That's the Nirvana story, and I hope whoever asked for it is extremely happy with that long explanation.
Man, the Donnie's Woods saga, I love this shit. Like, when we would do like 10, 12-hour drives at night, I would always, like, Donnie's Woods would always, like, warm me on cold nights.
Donnie's Woods, man, that was the fucking spot. And it actually,
fucking love Donnie's Woods.
But little did we know it was an EPA Superfund site and had
that makes a lot of sense.
Tons of PCB barrels buried underneath it, which explains why I might be fucking stupid right now.
Wow, man. Fucking Nirvana Cassette story really delivered there. Jesus. Fucking A, man.
But those guys also got me laid for the first time. So.
All right.
Because there was I'll tease the lost my virginity story.
All right, yeah, give us a 2-minute preview on this.
Well, there's the shithole apartment on the outskirts of town that had an empty apartment upstairs and like an occupied apartment downstairs. So in Glens Falls, when there's an empty apartment upstairs, you just assume the whole house is yours for some reason. Mm-hmm. So it became like fucking party house. Now imagine like your grandfather's basement with wood paneling and like an ugly green rug, but that was what the whole house looked like. So it was like a real party. It looked like something out of Freaks and Geeks. This girl who looked exactly like Susie Sue from Susie and the Banshees, right? Fucking so hot, right? Oh, like so good looking. And her perfect face. I mean, even now, it's just like this is a girl I don't even Google her name because I will just get so sad when I see her, when I see what she turned into.
Don't ruin it. Just let it be.
Because she was like 21 and I was 15. So she's got to be, so she's now 41.
Yep.
I don't want to see that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't. There's a very good chance she is absolutely ungoogleable because she may have never used a computer. I mean, that's age
true.
Where you could successfully avoid being Googled in any capacity.
But I would like to think that she thinks that I was a lover of her life, which is not true.
All right.
But so we got.
Maybe you surprised her though, man. Maybe you're very young and spry.
Young, yes. Spry, never. This was pre Sports On, so I was very chubby. Just imagine like a dude who works at a game store, only 15. Like fucking chubby, acne, a guy who has no business sleeping with Susie from Susie and the Banshees, right? But light, like fucking Red Dog in a can wins every time, man. And we had some drunk sex. But I was fucking smart and I was sly because I did that thing where you pretend to drink, you just hold the beer up to your lips, and I'm like, oh man, I'm getting wasted.
I'm wasted.
But I kept pouring it out into the other room, like behind my back. So she thought I drank like 6 beers, so she's like in fuck it mode, like literally and figuratively, like, oh fuck it. So she's like, I choose you, right? She said, I choose you. Are you fucking kidding me? She's like, I choose you. And she pulled me by the front of my fucking carcass long sleeve into the fucking bedroom.
Oh man! All right,
And
hold on. Yeah,
that's where I'm gonna end the story, teasing for Overnight Drive Volume 3.
beautiful. I love it. Yeah, step on it right there.
Yeah, get your Kleenex ready. That's all I'm gonna say, because no punches are gonna be pulled.
Holy shit!
Fucking Kleenex. Get the lotion ready.
All right.
Oh my god! I just sprayed cologne in my mouth. Oops.
What the fuck are you doing with cologne right now?
I'm fucking sprucing up, bro.
All right, you just brought me up big time. You made me happy. You've uplifted the podcast. Now I'm going to bring you back down. I'm going to bring you back to earth right now.
Oh god! I hate
anyone who
Earth.
hasn't looked at the news in the past 2 days, Kevin Youkilis is going to be a Yankee, and I don't have anything to look forward to as far as anything for that. Like, I get to look forward to the 2014 season because hopefully he gets hit with an errant pinch and dies.
I know you punkers out there think sports are whack, but look, that shit makes the world go round. So fucking wise up. Second of all, imagine waking up and finding out that Hitler's president.
Yeah, seriously, fucking what is going on?
Are you fucking kidding me? There's no if you don't know about the rivalry, the Red Sox and the Yankees don't get along, and Kevin Youkilis is he's the worst bouncer ever who never lets you in anywhere and always gives you a fucking hard time. And he looks like one too. I hate him a lot.
Yeah, I don't I don't hate people I don't meet. It's a real gauche move, but I hate this dude.
Yeah, no, I fear no man, especially when I don't know. Blah blah blah. But I hate this fucking guy. And it's okay, so maybe you like football. So it's imagine you wake up and Tom Brady's now playing for the Jets. Say you like basketball. You wake up and Kobe's playing for the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Say you like soccer and, you fucking grow a pair of real balls and find another sport. Although I saw many a Seattle Sounders game when I lived in Seattle, and I thought that shit was fucking stupid. But in keeping with the theme, it was an internet romance. Why I lived there was 100% internet romance, and I had to pretend to like soccer so I could get so I could get that cutty, bro.
Jesus, we're gonna make a list of all the things you had to pretend to like to get laid in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh Jesus! Well, soccer, World Cup soccer, Jawbreaker, vegan food. A lot of different things. Twin Peaks. I had to pretend to like. Back in Olympia days, I had to pretend to like fucking Gene Defcon and Harmar Superstar, shit like that.
Jesus,
fuck, man. I had to pretend to like clove cigarettes. Yeah,
how did you even do that? Jesus, how could you ever make a convincing argument for that?
Up until very recently, my life has been a sham.
All right.
I've lived a life of trying to impress people who are unimpressed, and trying to get women who are unattainable emotionally, and I do that through chicanery and skullduggery, and pretending to know how to play the keyboard at one point. That was good.
Would you say I have a rotator cuff injury? I can't play right now, but I play really good normally.
No, it was I'm used to my setup, man. I'm used to my setup. Fucking, and then you play the beginning of Fade to Grey by Visage, and they'll go, oh, you know how to play the synth. Oh, yeah, fucking gush.
You convincingly played the keyboard on the last record we did together, though. You just pulled that shit out of your ass, and it sounded good.
Hey! And full circle, that song was named after Spokane Girl. So
holy shit!
Sarah Hayden.
Wow.
Yeah,
all right.
Sarah Hayden. If you're listening, girl, you're internet famous, all right? You're internet famous, man. Go Jezebel commenter. What's up?
Fucking A.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it because the truth, sets you free, whatever. It's been a rough, rocky road in love for me. I had to pretend. Oh, just like pretending, man. And like a lot of things in my life, I was straight up and real. But having to pretend to like stuff, man. Oof, that's
Well,
a tough
this is
road,
the thing,
man.
and I said this. We tried to do this podcast a couple days ago with mixed results. But one of the things I said then that I'll hold true to is this podcast is going to open the doors wide open for you. This is going to floodgates are going to open up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're
That's
gonna.
good.
You will absolutely.
Well, in terms of
you're gonna pull leg.
in terms
from
of
this
these,
podcast.
I'm gonna pull leg with this podcast.
Absolutely.
That's good. Hey, if you're out there, I'm single. I'm employed. I own a car. Own a car. Straight up own. I no longer pretend to like the things you like though, so that might be a problem. I thought it would be the other way, where like maybe like one ex-girlfriend would hear this like through the grapevine and then get like super mad, and then I'd have some dude with like bad tattoos coming after me.
We're only in the second episode. There's plenty of time for that shit.
There's plenty of time for a dude with like a sailboat tattoo on his fucking neck to like break my window, you know. So they're like it's always it's gonna be good.
Jesus Christ.
A girl with like a guy with like a fucking eagle on his back.
Oh yeah, like
hey,
a fucking barbed wire necklace fucking thing.
Oh, that's gonna be the most when that happens. I can't wait. Hey man, I know all about you, man. I read about you. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Jesus. So aside from the world ending, fucking like Kevin Youkilis is playing for the Yankees. Fucking, I can't download shit anymore. What's that?
I don't know how we got on that from Kevin Youkilis, but
we get places. We move fast. But yeah, that dude's a Yankee. The same day that dude's a Yankee, my internet is finally fixed after months of it not working. And the same fucking day, NZB Matrix, the only place I know where I can go and download like the old fucking movies I want to see, is gone. So now I'm shit out of luck. I have nothing to watch. I can't watch baseball. I can't watch fucking like movies I download. It's 12-12-12 really fucked me up, man.
Your only recourse is to do what I've been doing and watching Russian car crash videos.
Yeah, that's all I got left. Luckily, I've got really fast internet now, so I can watch two at the same time.
Oh, that's great.
Here's another thing I noticed today. Is Yerba Mate over?
I don't know. Ask me the last time I went to the co-op. I have no idea. It was there. But
because that shit was hot for a minute. I remember you and I were in Louisville, and your friend was like, "Dude, you got to try mate. You drink it out of a gourd." And I'm like, "You brought this fucking weirdo to this dinner, man. What is this guy saying to me?"
Oh my god,
But
I remember that.
I
That
came
was
to really like
Mark
it.
Fulkerson. If you're out there,
Yeah,
what's
he
up?
was.
Yeah.
He brought me yerba mate, and I got really excited. And today I was going home, and I knew we wanted to do this. I had a low energy day. I just wanted to go and I wanted to pep up a little bit.
Yeah.
I hit like 9 stores looking for yerba mate. Nobody has it anymore. There's a million fucking green tea drinks and like aloe drinks. People are drinking aloe now, but there's no yerba mate. I went on this quest, and finally I ended up having a Red Bull. I'm a 33-year-old man on the street drinking Red Bull.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fucking seriously dark
did you wear
moment.
get an Affliction shirt with that fucking Red Bull
Yeah.
or what, dude?
Dude, I got up to the counter at the supermarket, and I just had a Red Bull, a single, like, unbuttered roll, and a big, like, thing of cat litter. It must have been the most depressing checkout this woman ever had. It was so sad.
That is
So
awesome.
I'm standing in the street drinking Red Bull, wondering where the fuck my yerba mate is. It's just gone. No one cares anymore.
No, that shit's on the decline, man. You got to get on fucking kombucha. That's some new shit.
I mean, I can't wipe my ass without finding kombucha. I'm in Brooklyn. I could throw a stone in any direction and hit a fucking local kombucha spot. But I don't want kombucha. I want that.
Somebody with fucking hairy pits will be like, "Oh, try this kombucha."
Yeah,
This
watch
shit's fucking
the
awesome.
barrels. It's fermenting.
I've got kombucha fermenting under my arms. It's amazing.
But yeah, you can't find that shit anywhere now. It's gone. So if anyone's keeping track of what's in and what's out, apparently fucking yerba mate is long gone.
Is this the impetus to start a what's in, what's out column? Like, should we start like a
I
what's in,
guess.
what's out
I mean,
segment?
we know exactly what's out right now. It's fucking the
Mate.
one thing in the world I want to drink. Mate is no longer with me.
You seem to be really...
I can't find
really
the gourd. I
affected
can't find
by this.
anything. I was getting really mad. You know how shitty it is to be my age, getting mad on the street, drinking an energy drink? Like, that's low, man. That's like a step away from, like, going to jail for a drunken disorderly. That's really bad.
That's true. If you're mad drinking a Red Bull, I feel sorry for you, son. Oof.
Fucking unreal. So we did have a great week, though, despite the fact that life's a fucking joke, and I want to murder myself.
Life is a fucking joke. Remember that? That was I used to say that on stage when I sang for a hardcore band. Life is a fucking joke.
I forgot you coined that, man. That's become part of the popular vernacular for me.
I'm glad. I mean, yes, life is a fucking joke. But at the time, I thought about it in a negative sense. Now I just think, haha, life's a joke.
Yeah, life's a joke, man. Just roll with it.
I wear, and I have this, continue. I'm sorry. I was just going to digress into something really stupid. Right. I got cruised at the gym the other day. I don't know if that's a story that I told you or not, but...
I caught the short version of it.
Let me just say, disclaim, because in this world you have to disclaim every fucking thing you say. The male form, while nude, is a beautiful thing, I guess. I mean, no, it's not. Let's be real. That's fucking disgusting. Men are gross. Women, I applaud you for accepting our bodies into yours, because we are so fucking disgusting. I have experimented with men before, and it has always been gross.
It's like a horror show.
It is a horror show. Hygiene is even if you're like a metro, hygiene is, after an hour, your hygiene is substandard by law. Even if you are shaved and bathed every hour, a man will smell bad. So, as a person who has examined his sexuality and has decided to claim heterosexuality, although I do find men attractive at times, I can never, ever commit to that because men are so fucking disgusting. That being said...
Having said
that, I went to my gym, Planet Fitness, Crossgates Mall, and because I'm trying to lose 60 pounds so I can have a woman look my way once again, because it hasn't happened in a really long time, although... You're convincing me about this podcast stuff that I will... No,
we're going for it. That's it. We're getting you locked in.
After the third podcast, I expect to crawl up someone's leg. So I'm just putting I'm putting you on notice. I better be crawling up a leg after the third podcast. God damn.
All right, we're going to put the clarion call out. We got a few clarion calls we got to make here.
Great. So, this guy, I wear a Seattle Seahawks shirt while I work out because I'm serious about my love for football. And I'm serious about working out when I work out. It's a different ball game when I'm in the gym, bro. Okay, all that cute shit goes out the door, and I'm just there to do work. I'm like fucking Mark Schlereth on fucking ESPN. I just do my work, you know. And like fucking Bill Romanowski, man, just in there. I'm fucking doing work. If you fuck with me, man, I'm gonna smash your microwave, bro. That's it. I mean, like, you know. I catch a case when I'm at the fucking gym. You don't even know. I'm on the ab machine. But the thing is, I don't even pump iron. I fucking do like the Nautilus machines. So it's like...
You're on the Gazelle.
I'm on the Gazelle. So I'm on the fucking Arc Trainer next to like a mom in like Juicy Couture fucking sweats. So take that for what it will. I'm not actually pumping iron. I don't have big muscles. I don't have a tribal tattoo. I'm not wearing camouflage. You know, I'm not drinking from a gallon jug of water. You know, but I try. And in my mind, I look like fucking Lyle Alzado. But in everybody else, I just look like a jerk off. But I'm wearing a Seattle Seahawks shirt, and this I know it's coming. No pun intended. I know it's coming because I see a set of bare feet walking toward me with gray hair on the toes, right?
Oh, man.
And I'm looking. No, it's like you were on a different plane when you see a pair of gray-haired toes walking toward you. Okay, then I'm sitting down. I'm trying to take my shoes off. I'm sweaty. I just want to get out of there. I'm one of those dudes who just puts his street clothes back on over the sweaty underwear because I'm only going home, you know, whatever. It's cold out. Put my regular clothes back on. I'm taking my shoes off, and he's like, Seahawks, huh? It's like, well, they think they should have let up on the Cardinals. Just starts this real heavy talk about how the Seahawks were unfair to the Cardinals, because if you don't know, the Seahawks beat the Cardinals 58-0. So I look up, and I am eye level with a 60-year-old John Thomas. Eye level.
This is a strong cruise. This guy really just went for it.
Strong cruise. He's in a state of mild arousal. Gray pubic hair with leathery tan skin, and lots of birthmarks. It's been burned, if you hadn't noticed, it's been burned into my fucking soul.
Yeah. In my mind, it's Robert Wagner who's proposing, or, trying to pick you up in the fucking gym locker room.
He is standing there. I know. If it was Robert Wagner, I mean, let's be real. That's a different story.
Be a different story.
But, I mean, but sadly not Robert Wagner, just some guy. And standing there, classic. Hands on hips, with fingers pointing down toward his cock. I don't know why. And I'm like, yeah, it was a wild game, Dan. That was really something. So I stand up and kind of turn around while I'm talking, because although I understand where he's coming from, and I'm even a little flattered that he's cruising moi, even though there's many other better-looking men around me with actual muscle tone and not back hair.
He's got a type.
He's got a type. Apparently, I mean, I have to be somebody's type. My mom always says, you got to be somebody's type. There's somebody out there for you. Unfortunately, it's an old man with a gray cock who's my type. That's the one. He might be the one. What if I see him again? So I turn around, and he kind of angles next to me, like we're at a fucking peep show booth,
Oh, man.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah, oh, yeah, uh-huh, oh, my God, yeah. And I'm actually saying it like that, kind of just really letting him know. And the dude next to me, not the gray guy, the other guy, starts looks over, who the fuck is this asshole? And then the guy's like, whoa.
I'm glad there's an audience for this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's just kind of like, oh, cruise job. That's cool. Blatant, cruise job. Because there's also a real, it's also a very macho fucking place, the men's locker room.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. And I fall, as usual, right in the middle between, probably having the same taste in music as the guy who's cruising me, but also having, the fucking leave me alone vibe of, the macho men. It's really, I've always lived at cross purposes. And so he's like, well, I'm going to hit the showers, so I'll see you later. like a gay porn.
All right, man.
Like a gay porn movie. And I'm like, and I've been told before that I put out a gay vibe. A woman I was attracted to over the summer was like, I'm pretty told a mutual friend of ours, I met Hans, I'm pretty sure he's gay.
Oh, wow. All right.
Right.
I never got that vibe from you. I never.
Thank you. And
I never had that in the brain.
And we've been around each other in various states of undress. And
That's true.
I've never cruised you. I've never tried to touch your John Thomas.
I appreciate that. That's that's what I look for.
And I've even given you Ambien before, and where I could have definitely taken advantage of your John Thomas when I didn't.
We asked out on Ambien on somebody's floor at 6 inches from each other at one point. Yeah, we
certainly did.
We're all good.
There's been close times. I mean, the nights that I couldn't stay awake, you could have definitely given me a hand job. That's my. I mean, those are. I'm thinking of more. The great thing about this podcast is that it's a catharsis, because as I'm telling stories, I'm thinking about 10 more stories over the course of my crazy life that I could tell at any given time.
It's free therapy too.
It kind of is. It's. I pay $10 every therapy session, and I think it would be better suited toward buying a bottle of Coke. And
towards web hosting, just hosting a podcast.
Hosting a podcast, because this is great, man. This is great,
man. All right, well, we gotta wrap this one up. We're starting to run over.
Okay,
but I wanted to send this out. I was looking at we have an absurd amount of downloads for like a first podcast, which is really awesome. Like every day I wake up and I look at it and like my dick moves a little bit. I get really excited.
Hey, thank you very much out there. You know, it's you must love punishment. You must love. Actually, you know, it's not punishment. It's you must love hearing about my rough life. and feeling like you hear this podcast and then you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy that fucking TV. I got a good job. I got a good life. You know,
Can't take it with you. What the hell?
Yeah, compared to this fucking sad sack. You know, Jesus Christ.
The one thing I noticed, they show you a map of where everyone's downloaded. Ooh. And my question is, Africa, China, and South America. Like, what's up? Whoa. What are we not providing for you in a quality podcast? I need world filtration, and right now these are the areas I'm having trouble breaking into.
Africa. Why? And I certainly, as I've followed the life and death of Liberian dictator Samuel K. Doe, I would like very much for us to have Liberian listeners, but I think Liberians would have to first get internet. And
that could be a problem. I was thinking about that. There's the infrastructure is weak. I think to put it lightly.
Let us be the harbinger. Let us be the what do you call it? Let us be the bringer of the need for increased technology to these poor, impoverished countries. Let us be the Bob Geldof of podcasts, where we bring internet.
That's a great idea.
Internet to Ethiopia. You don't need wheat. You don't need rice. You need internet. So
you need overnight drive, is what you need.
You need overnight drive, motherfucker. Because Warlord's not going to steal your podcast, but he might steal your rice and your money.
If he steals it, you just download it again. It's all right. It's not the end of the world.
You tell him General Magic Johnson sent you, and then it'll be all right.
Oh, man. All right. This is Overnight Drive. It's this is the second episode of many.
Yeah.
When we got a bunch of followers, I did this really ill-advised like social media blitz. So
thought it was
now,
awesome.
if you like this shit, now you can get on our Tumblr, which as of today is actually just overnightdrive.com. I went out and I bought a .com, and work was really busy, so I spent like an hour fucking forwarding.
That's one more.
Forwarding that
that's
to Tumblr.
One more .com to add to my OkCupid profile. So perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Makes
just
me look,
bring them right through.
Oh, he's creative. Oh, he does like that.
Yeah, that's how we're going to crack the nut.
He does like website to crack the nut. You got to crack that. I like that use of double entendre.
We got overnightdrive.com. We got facebook.com/overnightdrive. Twitter.com overnight_drive. If there's like a Twitter or a fucking Tumblr or some shit, chances are we got it. But yeah, just hit up overnightdrive.com and they'll all be there. You can ask questions. Yes. You can do all that fucking stupid Tumblr shit.
Yeah, Andrew is the maven. Andrew has always been the technological genius, and I've been the. What have I been? What if we were like a duo, like a famous movie duo?
You're the heart and soul, man. You're the one that keeps it real. You're the one that keeps it street.
I mean, only how many people in the world have been beat up because they own a Nirvana tape?
I can count on one hand, without a doubt.
With the number one, I think that's the only person you know. Not only driven to a remote location and then beat up, like kidnap style, while being scolded by the smallest. I remember his name is Jamie, fucking asshole. The smallest dude just fucking berating me about music, like a fucking musicology lesson by Blood.
While some dude's like dropping his knee on your neck?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, what do you do? Do you fight back? These are my friends. I'm paying my fucking dues. This is like the mindset I was in back. These are the same men who forced me to eat 20 hot dogs so they could get a free T-shirt.
You got jumped into the gang. Just look at it that way.
I did, yeah. I was a real pussy back then. So they forced me to eat 20 hot dogs so they could get a free T-shirt, and then called me a pussy when I puked.
I like these guys, man. I want to get these guys on. I want to see what their lives consist of these days.
Only one of them is not in prison.
Oh, wow. All right.
True story. Go figure. Wow, right?
Shocker. Fucking mind blown over here. Jesus.
Well,
all right.
I think this
tell
is
your
another
weird friends.
Tell your weird friends.
Yeah, tell your
Another
weird friend
fruitful-
that's going to be our war cry for this shit.
Tell your weird friend if you got some stories, man. Next time we're gonna try and get indie rock prince of Michigan, Justin Kiss, back in here.
Excellent.
He's got some stories to tell, but he's a little bashful. I'll get him on some Jamesons, and then we'll.
Yeah, we'll open him up slowly. It'll be a coming of age thing for him.
Yeah. So until next time, America. Thank you.
Tell your weird friend.
Tell your weird friend.
All right.
Let's cue the music.